Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We are once again back in the rotting corrupt lands. This episode we're gonna cull the swarm and go after the bug queen. But before we do that, there is this little area to the southeast of the portal. Last time we went west and then I realized that was not the way. So here we're gonna head east and have a nice chat with these lovely folks over here. Who better read. Had the nightmare again. I'm in the old tomb, barely a candle to light the way. Off in the corner I see a pair of red glowing eyes. They come closer, closer. Then just before I can make out what it is through the shadows, the creature is gone. I try to run, but every way I go ends in rubble and stone. There's no escape. I turn around to see the eyes once more, staring back at me. I hear laughter, a child's laughter. Then everything is fire. I try to scream, but nothing comes out. The eyes just stare ahead as I writhe in the flames. That is when I awake, drenched in sweat. It has been like this for 5 nights in a row. The nightmares are becoming more frequent, and I'm not sure how much more of this I can stand. It may not be wise, but perhaps it is time we moved on from this wretched place. So, ominous words from Alara. And that is the lady over here. Hello. How did you survive around here? And gonna leave soon. Okay, anything you have to tell me? It's dangerous worlds and they don't really seem all that open to talk with strangers. And I seem to recall the way forward is up. I think I missed this in the Elite playthrough. I think we did it in Veteran, or was that on our previous character? It's been so long ago, I'm not even entirely sure anymore. But it will be yet another cave encounter. And of course, cave encounters have been very interesting and entertaining so far. So let's have a look. 1 dynamite to clear a path. Let's do that. And have a look and see what's down there. It's the buried crypts. And oh no, we found a kid. Callista. Hello. Please help me. I'm so scared. Oh. Little girl all by herself. Suddenly looks serious. I'm not a little girl. I'm almost this many years old. Holds up her hands with all her fingers spread. Mama says so. How did you get trapped down here? I was out playing by myself. La Mama said not to. I wandered into the cave, then the exit collapsed behind me. Aw. Please, I just want to go home to Mama and Papa. They live in a camp nearby. Yeah. So, last time, I played along. Turns out, this lovely, innocent kid is actually a demon. So, let's not play along. Let's see if we can find an alternative exit. So I find it very odd that you survived on your own out here. I find it odd that you're so suspicious. Your mistrust must be a reflection of your own poor character. Is your heart so bitter that you won't help a lost child find her way home? Please help me. So how long have you been down here? I don't know. Many days. It's dark and scary here, and sometimes I hear things crawling around, but I can't see them. I'd really like to go home now. I'm hungry. So hungry. Should anyone be out looking for you? I don't know. What does it matter? Maybe they couldn't find this place under all the rocks. Just look ready to cry. You're frightening me with all your questions. I just need to get out of this prison. Something seems off here. Flame flickers in Callista's eyes. Take me from this place now! You're a deceiver demon. Attack. Balognath, the Hellfire. We have found the foe. And we found its true form. Last time I got deceived by the demon. Or maybe I just played along, I'm not entirely sure. I think I just wanted to see how it would play out. If you remember from our previous playthrough, then you know what I was talking about. If you don't know, try it for yourself to let the kid go back to her parents. It's not a way that it plays out that happens often in other games. Let's go with that. It's very unique to the Grim Dawn setting. Very grim indeed. This case though, the burning demon might be doing some decent damage to us, but in the end, we do manage to defeat the foe. We get a Blood of Cthulhu, we get Rover's Reputation, and we get a fair chunk of XP. So that is good. Also, an Empowered Eye of the Beholder, which gives +3 to Terrifying Gaze and a Gaze of Weakness ability. If you're playing a Chaos and Poison build, this might be useful. In our case, not really all that useful. Is there maybe a secret here, a stash of sorts? No. This being collapsed and no possible look to something down there hints at there maybe being something down there. The game is very good at just hinting at stuff that might just lie just out of reach. In this case, we defeated the demon. So let's see what the townsfolk has to say about this. Last time I couldn't really get a lot of words out of them afterwards. This case... So Catonian almost tricked me into releasing it here. Oh no, you must mean Callista. The girl is Devil's Spawn, a curse upon her family. Shortly after she was born, her eyes would glow red and she could speak, but not in any human tongue. Tarvik could not bring himself to end her life, so he left her in a nearby tomb and sealed the entrance shut. You have spoken to her, and she must have broken free. Do not fear, I have banished the Catonian for good. I thank you. Callista was a terror we could not face. You've done what we could not bring ourselves to do. You're safe now. Poor Callista. In peace at last. Tarvik. So, Catonian almost tricks me, mister. You must be speaking of Callista. She's my daughter, or at least was before something horrid possessed her. Even as an infant, she would speak in tongues we could not decipher, her eyes a vibrant red. When dark omens began appearing, I knew I had to do something, but I could not bring myself to kill my child. We abandoned her within a tomb and sealed the entrance. May the gods have mercy on us. Omens? So what's omens? Blood would fill a crypt, more than if you bled a man dry, and fires would appear as if out of thin air. When we spoke her name, she would shake her head and say, "No, I am Balog Nuts." Well, I've banished it for good. That is a relief. Thank you for releasing my daughter from this hell. And still nothing out of these folks. Okay. So that is the tale of Callista and or Balog Nuts. No more. And we did gain a little reward for our efforts. So now it's time to end another life form. It's gonna be the Queen of the Demapterans. You know what? We'll just wander through these fields again. Only just destroying the larger packs, ignoring the smaller groups. Okay, probably gonna be in the area around there, so... Ooh, heroic. Dilax the Devourer of Dreams. Let's play football. Boom. And boom. Aw. Football won't go down. Okay, they are doing a fair chunk of damage here. There not being a lot of foes nearby to shock also doesn't really help. Yes, we got him. Good, good, good. Bring all the items. Yeah, they're doing a fair chunk of damage here. Oh, come on, let me pick up the items. Yes. And then one more hit, and they are gone. Okay, I think we could just run through here. Yes, we can. And there is another passageway. Now look for the entrance. It has a habit of being in different places from time to time. There is a vizier of sorts. All Morix de-electrified. And I do see the blue sheen up there. I thought it was the entrance, but actually over on hovering it, turns out that is a heroic. So what if we just go over here and then we'll just drag the other group here. No. 2 birds, 1 stone, or 2 heroics, 1 stone. Not entirely sure how they respond to being called birds, since it's kind of wormy. Like traditionally worms get eaten by the birds.
That skill's not ready.
So far so good. Just ignore the one with the legs and eventually it will collapse from all the abuse we inflict upon it. Passively, of course. Okay. The loot from these heroics, a little less than from the demon, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so nothing truly exciting here. So scoring some better shots, that's always nice. Yeah, these release types, they definitely get countered pretty hard by this build. They just can't get a hit in. Suspect they will have armor piercing to a certain degree. Now the blades of the Demapterans also have a pretty high amount of armor piercing. But it just isn't enough. Okay, so if it's not here, then I suspect it's over there. So is there a way through? No, dang it. I will have to walk around. Yes, you are close to the exit. Thank you for providing me with a blitz point. And I look for the other fields. Another heroic. Come on, yes. Guarding the nest. And they even have some bees. Or some wasps. You. Corrosion axe. And 1, 2, 3, and down you go. Okay, good. And in we go. Like that. Well, there's a couple still at the exit, but that's not too big a deal. Okay, then. Of course, we have to go into the little sub-areas down below to look for the Den of the Lost. That is a standard part of doing the Royal Hive. You also go to the Den of the Lost. And while it is tempting to just rush through and dive in, now at some point we'll have to get back out, and then there's going to be a welcoming committee and switching between levels and then having a group of mobs waiting for you. Diablo 2, it used to be known as a stair trap. It was something that was actually very, very lethal in Diablo 2. So I try to avoid getting in any kinds of situations that even resembles it. Simply because of the memories of that good old game. No, some habits you remember and they stick with you. I must say that this is a lot more fun to navigate than the Maggot Lair from Diablo 2. And the biggest reason for that is because the Maggot Lair had corridors that were one step wide, so you could not stand next to one of your allies, but nor could the enemies. So you had very long passages and you just had to kill monsters one by one, which was actually pretty annoying if you were really fond of playing a summoner necromancer like I was. Oh wow, level 85 Hiveguard. Anoxis the Tainted. He's 7 levels above me. Or it. I have no idea what gender this one has. Though actually considering this snow is some kind of insect lair, chances are pretty high that this is actually a female. Eventually we will break through this one. Did you see that lightning just zap out and just split a bunch of bugs? That's fun. That's one of those things that make the, what was it called again? The Skybreach Bulwark. Makes it just such a fun shield to use because of the lightning zappy that we get. Yes, lightning zappy is the official term for what it does. Might not be mentioned on the item itself, but of course not. We all know it's called a lightning zappy. Also, why was this bug walking imprisoned? Are they just bringing like cardboard prisons to make me think I've imprisoned them? Yeah, see, was another one. It was moving. They're not supposed to move while imprisoned. I think these bugs are cheating. Or they're exploiting bugs in the system. That's also possible. Either way, something is not entirely right here. Well, either way. Aw, you really want to get a bunch of punishment, don't you? Okay. Have it your way. So, that was the first one. Then onwards to the second. Then we should get the one of the first viziers on the way over here. Not entirely sure if it was here or there, but we'll just do a little bit of a relatively full clear. We will head back there. And another bug bites the dust. There, Wasperex. Wait, didn't we already fight you before? I think I do remember a Wasperex outside. You are the Grand Vizier. Okay, they're doing some damage. Let's kick into Overguard here. Just to weather this first part of the storm. That's the first one done. Grab some items to actually see what's going on here, and then it's just us and the Vizier and some really tiny bugs that don't really matter in the bigger picture. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing a build that will have, let's say, at least 20-25,000 damage per second once we reach this point in the game the next time. Would be lovely. Okay, so we have the cave entrance and then we have the Den of the Lost next to it. Of course, we will clear this one. Lots of bugs incoming. Do have a couple of these small choke points here. And there's another one, another 85. Harpalax the Sun Eater, and we have an Exalted Stash over there. Exalted Stashes tend to have some decent loot. So let's have a look at what we can pull out of the chest. And as with most fights, once the initial wave of enemies is down, life is in a pretty decent spot. Oh, in this case we actually kept hovering between 8 and 9,000. Damage output of that one was pretty substantial. Didn't go down, but didn't go up either. Hey, Empowered Templar's Headguard. That's a level 58 epic item, so it is a bit lower a level. Some health, defense, fire res, chaos res, reduced stun duration, +2 to Menhir's Bulwark, which is our proc ability, and +2 to Blast Shield, which is also proc ability. So this is definitely something that will help you be resistant to more damage. Just help you survive. And there's loose earth. Wait, there was also loose earth upstairs. Okay. So while we were approaching this and I did see the thing upstairs, I was thinking like, wait, did I really have to go downstairs into the dens? Apparently the answer is yes, you do have to go downstairs into the den, though it is the second one that you go into. And the first one, besides killing a bunch of bugs, it doesn't really do much for you. So we have another devotion shrine up there. You might have noticed it on the minimap before. And the Den of the Lost here is a fighting thing. So the nice thing of the fighting things, also known as a desecrated shrines, is that it doesn't cost you anything. So this will get us to 50 devotion points. And it will max us out. Okay, so I had three uniques, so let's take a step backwards and outside of the spawning zone. Directrix, Electrix, or Directrix. Also, ouch. That's a boatload of damage coming in. So, yeah, this is this whole thing about this basically being path of life bars, or grim life bar, or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna stick with it. All I see is life bars. I don't see anything graphics, I just see life bars. Which is a shame, to be fair. I don't think that there are options in the game to get health bars on like your character itself. Okay. I think we have weathered most of the storm here. When does the loot ever stop? Albino, Cavern Spider, Traxna. A regenerator, a fellow regenerator like me. Oh, to be fair. Okay, that's Overguard here. It's gonna try some damage here. Let's take another small step backwards, also just outside of the loot. Definitely not a trivial fight. There is some skirmishing, some retreating from fighting and then going back in, and definitely keep an eye on your health bar here, cause spike damage is pretty real. We do have a fair chunk of defensive procs on this build, and they are the things that are definitely helping us stay alive here. We have the tortoise shield at I think 75% of our health. We have the blast shield at 60%. We have Menhir's will at I believe 30%. And they all grant us a damage shield of some sorts, or some heavy life regeneration, or a heal and things like that. Quiet. So nice. Find a bug. And that is a devotion point. And I just got the achievement True Devotion, which you don't see on the video, which is good actually, because that means Steam Overlay is not getting recorded. So let's see, the Empowered Eye of the Beholder we already had a look at. Then let's shift some things around here. That's a Pheromone Gland, that's just a quest item, that's alright. That is rather alright. We got the Templar's Headguard, we had a look at that one. What did we get here? Empowered Final March. Movement speed boots. Physique, defensive ability, physical resist, ether resist, slow resist, +2 to blitz. Sure, fine, nice. A little bit more armor than what we currently have. But we will be giving up a boatload of really good resists. So unfortunately, this is just not good enough. Ooh, blueprint for the Codex of Eternal Storms. Ingredients: 1 Roldoraphis Tome, 1 Desolation, that's a relic. I think it's a 2nd tier relic. And 1 Attuned Lodestone, which is just a basic crafting material. And it gives a purple that gives +2 to Shattered Star and +2 to Raging Tempest, and a granted skill, Call the Storm, which seems to do a boatload of cold and lightning damage. So, right click to learn and never forget it again. Empowered Omen. One-handed sword, fatality damage, some life leech, physical to vitality, bonus to spirit, more life leech retaliation, and a reaping cascade on attack, 10% chance, 3 targets, 5-second recharge, boatload of vitality damage, vitality decay, and attack damage converted to health. I like it. This seems very nice for like a melee focused life draining occultist. Maybe occultist shaman. Something along those lines. And yeah. Okay. So that is yet another. Oh wait, whoa. Before I forget, we have to kill Gollum. I mean Gollus. Did I say Gollum? Of course I did not mean to say Gollum. This bears no resemblance to the character from the Lord of the Rings whatsoever. Nope, not at all. Neither did the spider in the previous room named Shillup. No wait, Shellus of course bears no resemblance to any spiders in the Tolkien universe. Nope, not at all. And it's just pure happenstance if this foe happens to drop a precious ring. Pure happenstance. See, so much happenstance that it didn't even happen.
Inventory is I can't carry anymore.
And I think we are overloaded. Oh, almost.
I can't carry anymore.
Can we just fit a couple more things in? It's always a slight nuisance if you have to go back to town, but not with full pockets. think we ought to have enough space. Just one more. Go. Yeah, we can make this work. We can make this work. Playing Tetris. Of course. Favorite minigame. Ah, cracked the puzzle. And then we move that one over there, move this one over here, and then we can pick up the Exalted Blood Leggings. Excellent. Excellent. And in hopes that we just sell all the bits and pieces. And then we can move back into the Queen's Lair. There we go for the final kill. Now, as you might notice, my amount of iron bits is slowly climbing upwards. Currently, don't have any crafting projects, so money has a habit of accumulating. I have the utmost confidence that at some point I will find myself a nice craftable goal again that will allow me to just sink all of my money in. Okay, let's have a look. So, boom, boom. I think that was Oleron's chains. Fire is a bit overrated if you already have more than 100 over the max. Okay. Okay, nothing spilled over, that is always good. Okay, let's see. Too much spirits. It's not legendary. Very easy argument, not legendary. This one is also not a good fit. Not a good fit, not a good fit. At this point I can basically disregard most of the item drops because most of them will not be better than what we've got. It's a very good chance that we are currently walking around with our actual endgame gear. But you never know. I might find some small upgrades. So all of these crafting materials, I do like to keep buying them, and keep buying them some more.
Well spent.
And so that way you just build up a nice stockpile of materials. It's one of the ways to spend your money when you are basically just overflowing with iron bits. Put it into crafting materials, because those you can put into your stash, and if you start a new character, you have a little bit of a leg up when it comes to crafting, because you actually have available materials. Life does become a lot easier when you have available crafting materials. Also, maybe I should take the door and not just keep running in circles. It's one of those little things that does help you get ahead in life. Don't run in circles. And there is the door. So yeah, see, here is also loose earth. But this is just where a corpse lies that has a bunch of things to loot, but that's it, just a dead end. Nothing more, nothing less. Just track some angry bugs. Or anger some bugs, depends a little bit on how you want to look at it. Okay, roll some reflect here. Getting very close to dinging, could be nice. Just getting another level before the fight with the Bug Queen. Especially as we are getting closer and closer to the actual level cap of the game, 85. Of course, at some point the bugs might be running out of steam in terms of their maximum level. Grand Vizier here is 6 levels above me. But of course, that said, With each level we do gain less power than at the lower levels because of the 2 skill points per level rather than 3 skill points per level. Makes a little bit of a difference. So what's this chain lightning? Yeah, it's a chance on block. So the more things are around us, the more chance we have to block, the better the chance we have to zap things. Okay, that's a pheromone and then some yellow and green stuff. And then we can push forward. We are so close to getting a level, but not quite there. Of course, there's always a couple of bugs that are just running around here. The queen is going to be pinned in place, so we can just ignore her at our leisure. Let's go for all the loot here. Loot is good. Strongbox are better, because it's a special kind of loot. Let's see, more bugs. Hello there, queen. Gonna ignore you for now. Hope you don't find that too rude. If not, well, take it out on me later. Hope that's not gonna be part of the famous last words. Okay, some little queens or some little bugs. Okay, then we... Aha, 79. Cool. So... Looking forward to just heading into the corner here. Murder myself some bugs. And we spend our leveling point. And then we're gonna go in with the queen. Cool. So we get a level. That is more physique. That means more temper. That means more blast shield. So fully leveled up to 79. Let's burn this. Let's do this. The queen is 84, 5 levels above us. In her first form, she's usually a little bit milder than in the second form. But nonetheless, I am keeping an eye out for my health bar. In this case, it seems alright. Her back almost seems like there is an eye up here. Oh. Eye no more. Angry queen. You know what, I'll just put my blade barrier up and you just keep attacking me. Oh, okay, lots of rocks, let's overguard against that. And no, just try to hit me as often as you can. I'll guarantee it hurts. Oh, this goes fairly well. But I think for a boss, no, she does double swipes. Definitely helps with the retaliate damage. Definitely a matchup that is relatively favorable for us. So hooray for that. And with that, we have concluded all the festivities or activities on the western side of town. The map runs are this. I will let my people know immediately. We get some homestead reputation, we get a bag that we don't need. And then we have some more reputation. I think we can save up the reward for this if we ignore Barnabas and we instead give the bonus to the Black Legion. It is a way to give some reputation there. Also, in the meantime, we actually have a faction writ that we can get for Carmen's Chosen. Excellent. Helps us advance our reputation here a little quicker. Because I would like to get all 5 factions to revered status. I believe there is a Steam achievement tied to that. Also, would be a nice time to have a look. If we max this out, what do we get for the epic augments? Vitality and Chaos, that's a nice one. Lightning and Fire. So I'm assuming Cold and Bleeding are probably going to be part of the Necromancers. Chosen Girdle and the Empowered Orbal's Revolver. Oh, it's blueprints. We like blueprints. First, I believe these guys were rather aggressive in their items. Plus, to the Manor's Bulwark's not bad. But yeah, they were rather aggressive in their setup rather than defensive. A little bit of health regen, but then you get electrocute. Yeah, so philosophically, they are closer to us as warriors, so that will make sense. But that's also kind of where it ends. The necromancers, philosophically, we're a soldier. Necromancers are casters, so there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. But if you look at the gear we're actually getting, comes chosen, not really that great. But on the other hand, we did get all the blueprints, we did get some of the bloody whetstones and things like that. So it's always good to just get one faction, get all their blueprints, so that in another playthrough you could choose another faction and get all of their blueprints. And in the end, all of your blueprints will be unlocked and all your characters will benefit, no matter what faction they side with. But that's it. We will now just hide the making a deal. And then have a bit of a look. We have the cannons in the conflagration. I believe I concluded that we were going to postpone that until we were actually going to go to Port of Volbury. So then we have the final salute. And we have Griver's Mill. And the Blood Harvest. So it's a couple of quests coming up in the Blood Grove. It's actually called the Blood Grove. Awesome. I remember correctly for a change, even though it didn't quite sound like that. But that's going to be for next time. So for now, I'm going to thank you very much for watching. And hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.